What's going on, everyone? Fire Ice back at you here again to continue the Rogue Guide. We're pretty much done with bow builds at this point. I think I want to move on to the melee rogue now, which in itself is a whole different breed of creature than the typical bow rogue. Melee rogues have a lot of strengths over the bow rogue, but a lot of weaknesses too. It's the biggest advantage of melee rogue is that on all melee levels, you can pretty much take on pretty big packs of monsters at a time, as long as your armor class value is high enough, and you don't really have much to worry about. Especially if you're using the Cyverb's Cudgel build, which we will be in this video, you're going to be able to take out big packs of monsters really quickly with high AC and using Cyverb's Cudgel or King's Sword of Haste. If Lava Maws are present, then you can't use Cyverb's, you would have to use the King's Sword of Haste or Speed. The only problem with melee rogues is the main weakness is magic levels, or levels with ranged attackers that have high resistances. Like if you roll a level with like Hellspawns, in most cases you're probably gonna use bow rogue. The melee rogue is a very specialized creature. Her main strength is taking down big hordes of melee creatures like Blood Knights, Balrogs, Drakes, even Storms. That's her main strength. You can use spells too, like with the bow rogue, as your primary offense as well. Especially if you have the right kind of gear and you have a big enough mana pool. But she's much more specialized, whereas a bow rogue, you can pretty much play a bow rogue on any monster level type and you're good to go. A melee rogue is going to do much better on an all melee level, or at least a level maybe that's a combination of a melee and ranged, but where the range monster doesn't have a lot of elemental resistances. So if you get something akin to, say, Blood Knights and Snow Witches, for instance, melee rogue should suffice pretty fine on that level, because you can just fireball the Snow Witches while taking the Blood Knights out with melee, and even fireballing the Blood Knights. But you're going to probably kill them quicker if you're using Cyverb's Cudgel than you are with a fireball. But with the Snow Witches, if you have that type of a ranged attacker with no resist, you can just fireball them and you'll be good. On the other hand, if you get something tougher, like say Hellspawns, Maelstroms, and Lava Maws, that's going to be, you're looking at a bow level there. You could play melee there, and especially maybe in a co-op game, a melee rogue would probably shine pretty well. But if you're playing by yourself, on a level like that, you're gonna do much better with a bow than you are as a melee rogue. So let's get started. As a melee rogue, what spells do you want to hotkey? More or less, we're going to keep it the same as we did with bow rogue. Since you're going to be fighting up close, like a warrior, and you have lower HP than a warrior, you're going to want to use Mana Shield, because your Mana Shield is going to be your life. So then we're going to hotkey Fireball, Chain Lightning, and Teleport, like with the normal rogue builds on bow. We have enough pots here. Let's get her equipped. I will show you the best melee rogue builds. So we're going to start off with Cyverb's Cudgel, 200% damage to demons. So the 200% damage to demons, as most of you should know, that's going to be multiplying your character damage times 3 on any demon foe that this strikes. So that's not weapon damage, that is character damage. Let's go back into Torch. Let's equip the jewelry slots. You're going to need to get your resistances. Since you're going high armor class, you're going to have to get resistances on the helm slot, and 1 jewel slot. So we're going to go Obsidian Helm of the Stars and Obsidian Amulet of the Zodiac. Rounding up the remainder jewels, of course, will be 2 times Dragon Zode. You may even, though, I'm curious to see, I don't think I've ever even tried this before, but what happens if I use Dragon's Whiz as the rings? Let me check my stats here. Okay, so for a shield, you're going to need a blocking shield. Rogue doesn't have inherent fast block or fast block like a warrior does. So warriors, sorcerers and rogues, I should say, need a fast block shield when they're playing melee. So for rogue, there's nothing better than none other than good old storm shield. We need to get high armor class, so you're going to use an awesome plate of stars, sorcery, or harmony. Awesome lion, no, because you're using Mana Shield. Let's go with awesome sorcery. And now let's take a look at our stats. So with 2 Dragon's Whiz, Obsidian Zode, Obsidian Stars, we're looking at 94 to 101 melee damage. If you multiply that times 3, so over 300 damage, that should still be pretty substantial. We're going to give it a try. I've actually always preferred Zodiacs on Rogue, but maybe in this case, maybe Dragon's Whiz will outshine Dragon Zode in this case. We'll have we need to have Zode on 1 slot so we can wear our armor. Also, we need to implement a couple other things along the journey. In case we get an all melee level where resistances aren't needed, let's pack Royal Circlet. And let's pack Dragon Zode. I'll tell you what. Let's bring all 3 Dragon Zodes just in case that this doesn't turn out and we need to go all Zodiacs. But I do want to try Dragon's Whiz with melee rogue and see how this works out. 297 AC, that's still well above the maximum beneficial AC threshold. Look at that magic stat. That's a beauty. 456 mana is pretty solid. So let's test this out. I've played Cyberb's Rogue many times, so I know how this build is. But I've always used Dragon Zode in every slot, or 2 slots, maybe with Obsidian Zode. I'm gonna try with Drag Wiz, and let's see how fast we kill with Cyberbs. Let's see if we can even use Cyberbs on this level. Hopefully there's no Lava Maws, and that would force me to use King's Sword of Haste. We'll put this over here. And keeping my fingers crossed that there is no Lava Maws. Fire Drakes so far. Well, look at that. That's plenty fast. Still, even with Dragon's Whiz. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, Guardians. Okay. This is... Okay. This is gonna be a joke. I don't even need Obsidian Zode. I'm gonna put on Dragon Zode. 39% fire resist should be enough versus their Inferno Breath. And we can practically even just chain lightning this level if we wanted to. 516 mana now. That's great. This is actually really good. I actually think Dragon's Wiz is perfectly fine for this build. 9 out of 10 times, I prefer Zodiacs for Rogue in the ring slot and the rings and the jewel slots in general, just because Rogue really needs that damage usually. But with Sivrup's Cudgel, you can get away with Dragon's Wiz. Look at that damage. It's just perfectly, perfectly okay. This is this is a bow rogue or melee rogue's dream level, honestly. Pick up some gold. This is kind of like with high AC bow rogue, where you're using Emerald or Savage Heavens, and its spells are kind of your main offense and the bow's secondary. This is the same way, except Cyverbs kills even quicker than the bow, obviously. Even as a rogue with two Dragon's Wiz Jewels equipped, I'm doing pretty close to the same damage as a level 50 warrior with King's Sword of Haste. Killed those guys off screen. Wow. That'll be garbage, but I'll pick it up anyway. This is honestly a joke of a level. It's usually not going to be this easy. Okay. Okay. This level's almost done. 15 more? Okay. And that is it. Let's go to 14. Okay, we'll put Obsidian Zode back on just in case, because we don't know what's down there. You always want to start off with maximum resist. We'll put that right there for now. Doom Guards, okay. Hope there's no lava maws. Okay, let's see. Oh, perfect. Look at this. Oh yeah. We're gonna put Dragon Zode on. We're also gonna throw on good old Royal Circlet. Let's see how much mana I have now. Oh wow. 322 armor class, 555 mana, 93 to 100 melee damage. I forgot to put King's Sword of Haste in my inventory in case I needed it, but I don't need it on this level, that's for sure. This is gonna be another one of those levels that's, yeah, this is another great melee rogue level. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't need resist on this level, so we're going Dragon Zode, 2 Dragon's Whiz, Awesome Sorcery, and Royal Circlet with Cyverbs. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Alright. We got Fang Skin in his pack. Okay. Honestly, a high AC bow rogue obviously would make pretty short work at this level too. Although I think the build we're playing now, Cyverbs, is probably a little bit more efficient in terms of killing speed. Grey War Slayer. Grey War Slayer drops a great axe. Okay. That could be a King's Haste. Let's pick that up. Oh, we don't need that. That's indestructible. Alright. Oh, let's pick that up. What the? 2 rings from chests? That's pretty rare, wow. That's okay, I know they're both almost certainly going to be garbage, but that's still pretty cool. Wow, this level is a jewelry store. Oh man. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? What the? Are you kidding me? That's the 3rd ring out of a chest on this level. Wow. Okay. Okay, yeah, so... Oh, this level's done, okay. She made pretty short work of this one. So let's go to town. Oh, that wasn't nice. And let's get this inventory cleared out. And we'll move on to 15. I was originally going to do the melee rogue in multiple videos, but I think one video will be enough to cover it. Ring of the Heavens. Crystal Ring of Harmony. Axe of Precision. All garbage is to be expected. Yep, okay. Kind of cool though that many jewels dropped on that level. You never see that. That's super, super, super rare that you get that many jewels out of chests like that. Pretty cool. Oh, well, I'll repair later. It's okay. Let's grab some more potions, and hopefully 15 is just as kind to us as 13 and 14 was. You can play low AC melee rogue builds too, but I don't really recommend it. Just because you're fighting up close and you don't have the same damage output that a warrior does. Even with Cyverbs, you just don't swing fast enough to be able to stun lock monsters. When you're on low AC, you're going to be in block lock constantly. So I highly recommend when you play melee rogue to play on high AC. Let's grab a bunch. Let's switch back to our standard build because we need resist to start. City Helm of the Stars, Obsidian Zode. We'll stay with the Dragon's Wizardry. Storm Shield, Awesome Sorcery, Cyverbs. I guess while I'm here though, well, I guess I don't really need King Sword of Haste now, just because there will be no Lava Maws on 15, so we'll stick with Cyverbs. Let's go down. And hopefully we don't get some bullshit level. Azirs, okay. I hope it's not Azirs and 2 Witches. I hope I get Steel Lords or Balrogs or something. Mages, let me see. Well, Fireball seems to work good enough versus them, so we're not going to be using Chain Lightning on this level, that's for sure. Let's change that to Stone Curse. As far as the gear goes, yeah, I mean, I don't recommend. Usually, lightning resist isn't that important, but versus these guys do lots of damage with lightning. So we're gonna have to have this build. I think this will have to do. Uh, okay. I kind of wanted to save Laz for last. I guess I got too close there. Okay. No worries. Not a problem. Nice. So this build here kind of touches upon what I talked about in some of the earlier videos about how versatile this class is. We already know how great with a bow Rogue is, but as you can see here, she can be a great melee class with the right items, and as you can see here, she's also an effective spellcaster. 2 fireballs pretty much kills those mages. And that's level 15 fireball, by the way. I could probably, or possibly throw on Thinking Cap and go for level 17 fireball. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's bring some of these down. Okay. And let's go this way. What's up here real quick? Nothing up here. Okay. That part's done. Let's go over here. Good night, Bloodlust. What the? Fuck you, okay. Now I have to go get pots. Okay. So the Vizier in his pack should be lurking somewhere here. I bet they're in here. Yep, he's up there, okay. Okay. Oh god, torn flesh of souls. No thank you. Seven monsters left. I'm pretty sure those are all in Laz Cage at this point. Let's go get some mana and finish them off. And we'll ID some of this junk. Lots of jewelry this game dropping, well. Pretty rare to see this many. Okay, he's not very generous tonight with the yellows. Okay, let's go wrap it up. And that's all she wrote. Well, this is going to conclude it, guys, for the Rogue Guide. I think one video is enough for melee builds. Um, as you can see here, of course, if you don't find a Suburbs Cudgel, you're going to use King's Sword of Haste, which also works great, but this is really the king of builds right here for melee rogue. Dragon's Ode is also great. I like casting this, so I opted for Dragon's Whiz. Never really done it before with a melee rogue build, but it works great. I found the casting very accurate, highly recommended. One Zode so you can wear your armor. Resist on the Jewel and Home Slot. Good old Storm Shield for armor and fast block. And if you get an all melee build, or an all melee level, or a good mix of elemental sensitive ranged attackers, you're going to shine with this build really well. Melee Rogue is really specialized compared to Bow Rogue. I think Bow Rogue overall is obviously better, but this is a great alternative on certain levels. If you get if this level had been all like Steel Lords and Azirs, for instance, this I would have just thrown on Royal Circlet like I did that one level. Rolled with Dragon's Ode, and then two Dragon's Whiz. Maybe even on a level like that, you want to use all Dragon's Ode so you can get even more melee damage. But either way, it's going to get the job done really easily. It's going to make the Rogue an extremely powerful melee class. Rogue's a much better melee class than the Sorcerer. Not as good as Warrior, but much better than Sorcerer. And with the magic, it's the other way around. She's going to be way better with magic than the Warrior, although not as good as the Sorcerer. But to a point, though, with this kind of a magic attributes, my Fireball pretty much hits everything. And I still cast pretty quickly, so the Rogue's just a great all-around class. And all the bow builds I've showed in this melee build in this video is reason enough to give this class a try if you haven't already. It's easily my favorite class. For those reasons, I can never get sick of playing this class and how versatile it is. There's just so many ways to play it. But I hope you guys found this guide informative and you enjoyed. Keep slaughtering out there, guys. Stay safe. And I'm out.